Thursday, turffontein. Welcome to Betway Weighted to Win, everybody. Time to chat to Daryl Marie about this new meeting that we look forward to. Second race on the card. We want to talk about a maiden plate where they're going over the mile. Hopefully you've opened your Betway account. If you haven't, there's the QR code. It's fairly straightforward to get your Betway account up and running. You don't want to miss out on all of their horse racing promotions. Galaxy Queen, we thought might be the right one in this particular event, is favourite on Wednesday morning, priced up for Sean Terry, who's having a tremendous run at 12-10. 2 Future Gamble is 7-2, and number 8 Keep Warm is at 4-1. Here's a look at when Galaxy Queen was runner-up in that last start. Of course, Daryl's with me. Moves up nicely. Looked like it's going to go win here, Daryl.
She does, Clyde. You can see she's quite a big filly, so she's going to improve with racing in time. On the outside is the eventual winner, Winds of Grace, and she came out and ran a lovely second behind Oklahoma Smoke Show. Yeah, she stayed on. She had every opportunity, just hung on for second. Third place runner, Robertus Hunt, has franked that form.
Yeah, so that's not too bad, is it?
Yeah, but it won in a work rider event.
Sean Terry, though, having a great run at the moment, can't do anything wrong.
And Mr. Terry has now fitted her with a set of blinkers, so you need to sit up and take note. Like I said, this filly will only get better with racing, in my opinion, and I'll give her a chance. I'll give her a strong chance. Number 2, Future Gamble. Clyde, you're a form lines man. Go on to her last form line. 8 runners, all 8 unplaced.
Sure.
But you can see she's been never far off in the Western Cape. Their maiden form is generally stronger than ours. Healthy respect for number 2, Future Gamble. The only other runner in the race has to be the Tony Peter inmate, because number 4 in between's held on the Winds of Grace run. So Keep Warm, number 8. But her best run to date was in an open maiden where she carried 51.5. I've got my reservations. But Clyde, we've seen these colours with a new inmate win 2 in a row with Tony, precocious, and 2 very impressive wins. So she's got a lot of scope for improvements up here on the Highveld.
All right, well, this is our our bipod first leg. We're going 1 and 2 to start the bipods. We've got a couple of bankers in the bipod for Thursday, and that permutation on screen will cost 120 Rand a time. Third race is the maiden class field. They run them over the mile. And the favourite here is Gimme the Spotlight as the horse to beat. Betway on Wednesday morning have got this horse priced up at around 7.5 to 10. They've been backing Gimme the Spotlight the whole week. Gavin Larina on for the Dyer and Stenger stable. 1 Cavano from Joey Somers Yard is 5-1 second choice. The De Kock team have got the 10 top floor in here at 5-1. It's 10s and better about the balance. We like the way Gimme the Spotlight ran last time. World Over came out and won again. Muzi Yeni gave this horse a very, very good ride out in front. Have a look how long he sits. And then Gimme the Spotlight travelling well. But I think Muzi was too shrewd on this occasion. Gave his horse a very good ride.
Yeah, I think the ride won the race over here, Clyde, because Marco knew that his horse was coming off a short break and he just wanted him to get him to settle from that tricky draw and do his best work late, and he did just that. I mean, he did absolutely nothing wrong on the horse. He produced him at the right stage, and he could have potentially run on bar.
Yeah.
But he came up for air in the latter stages. He was never going to go past that horse, and he's going to strip a lot fitter. He was in need of that. Now, he meets the right field with respect to all the other runners. I think Mr. Somers is the only one that could potentially challenge this favourite. Clyde, you need to watch Cavano's last run when Richard rode him. He had absolutely no luck. He wasn't balked once, he wasn't balked twice, he was balked numerous occasions. He should have finished a clear third. Go back in his form line, right? Lovely return after a lengthy layoff. And then he ran flat in his second run after rest. And then last time out, all the excuses under the sun. The blinkers now get removed. So I've got respect for Cavano. I think Cavano ran flat in his second run after rest. If the favourite runs flat in his second run after rest, which I don't predict will happen, but that's the only reason I respect Kavana because the favourite needs to fluff his lines. But I think he's got a lot of scope for improvements. He's put in 2 lovely efforts to date, and he's not only going to win 1 or 2 races in time to come, he's going to go through the divisions. I think he's a nice horse in the making. So, stripping fitter, possibly a little bit closer to the pace this time round, he'll take all the beating.
Okay. That's the story from Daryl. He's bankering this in the place accumulator. Give me the spotlight. I saw exactly what Daryl saw with Kavana. Very unlucky that last start of his. So if you are looking for the upset horse, that is the horse. But based on current form, the place accumulator should be safe. Time now for the 4th race on the card. Let's get Daryl Marie's pick 6 up and running. This is a conditions plate, and it's over the 1450 meters. Takeout number 1, Back in Business, is not running here. That has been scratched. Let's have a look at the betting quickly and bring you up to speed with what's going on Wednesday morning. Almond C for Tony Peter and Gavin Larina, 7-2 favourite. 4, Just Be Lacquer, is at 7-2, now joints. Was at 9-2, so the money has come for Just Be Lacquer. Number 2, Press On Regardless, is quite talented over this distance, is 9-2. And number 10, Winds of Change, is at 6-1. It's 7s and better the balance. He has a look at Almond C's last start. Daryl will take us through what he thinks. Clear down the middle.
Yes. Very, very impressive, Clyde. And she put a sound fill to bed over here. I mean, look who's behind her. William Robertson, Pistol Pete, Elegant Ice on the outside, Jerusalem Rain. I mean, William Robertson went to KZN, won the African Holly Stakes. Elegant Ice ran close up behind Taxi to the Moon. Jerusalem Rain himself placed. Clyde, go to the best weighted column, right?
Yeah.
Jimmy Don's best in. Now, he's not going to be anywhere near ready or near his best.
Okay.
Then you've got Just Be Lacquer, Almond C, and Winds of Change.
Yes.
In that order. Just Be Lacquer, excuse me, Clyde, 200 days off, okay? But she's very, very talented, and she could race fresh. She's a lovely filly. She's on firmer ground, which I think she's at her best on. So I've got healthy respect for her. Then you got Winds of Change. Now his ratings plummeted from a 121 to a 105. He doesn't seem quite at his best, but in his penultimate start when Mr. Asman tried him over a bit further, Ryan Munger got off and said if he had a draw, he would have gone close to winning. So now he's back over the 1450 and he's got a draw, and his ratings comes further down, and he's well in over here, 51.5, and he cracks a draw. So there's no excuses now, but I wasn't happy with his last start. But I respect him on his best form. Now, if this was up the straight of a 1200 or 1160 Clyde, I'd make Almond C the best bet, because I think this filly's flourishing at the moment. I mean, she's run some cracking races despite being left at the start. But that's the key, and that's my concern. Clyde, she's on the inside track. If she gets left her usual 3 or 4 lengths, because that's how slow she's been recently,
Yeah.
she's going to be at the back of the field, Clyde, on the inside track. And then she's got a hell of a task ahead of her, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She needs to break well and make use of her draw, or get midfield at least, to be in with a chance of here, because there's some nice sorts of here. Press On Regardless is in cracking form. I mean, he gave Grand Empire cover in his last start and weight, and Grand Empire couldn't go past him. So I respect him. If Almond C jumps on terms, I think she'll win. You know, her sister, Celtic Rumours,
Yeah.
won the Joburg Spring Challenge over 1450, this very same course and distance. But my concern is, if she comes out 3 or 4 lengths slow, Gavin's going to be at the back of the field. She might be doing a little bit too much because they go slow over the 1450. But if it was up the straight, I'd say to the viewers, put and take.
Well, in relation to Celtic Rumours, if you're worried about whether she sees it out or not, perhaps not a worry. Daryl's more concerned about the ground she loses at the gate. 7-2 the field, pick 6 as we're going 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 10, with 2 bankers in there. and that perm cost 216 Rand for 10%. So Drive Like a Master should win this. Gavin Larena and Diane Stenger, they team up and thought that this horse would have a serious winning chance. Daryl's going to tell us exactly what he thinks about it, and currently trading at 5-2 at the moment for the Diane Stenger stable. The 4 Drive Like a Master. Second choice is the 7 Faustinova, who's at 28-10. Number 6 Deception Pass 11-2, and the 2 Got the Feeling is trading at 13-2. They are betting 10-1 and better about the balance. Let's talk about this favourite, Drive Like a Master. That last start by 5 or 6 lengths behind Vibe SA over the 1200. What did you make of that run?
I thought that confirms he needs further, Clyde, because Trent actually had him in a good position, and then with 400 to go, they quickened better than him, and they sort of boxed him, and he was found in a pocket. And then in the latter stages, he found his feet once again. So that was over 1200, Clyde. This horse, number 1, loves turffontein inside. His best effort to date was 3 runs back behind Palace Prince of this very same course and distance. Okay, so in that race, Clyde, Paul Revere was there. One More Star. And I'm trying to think who else. There was a horse that ran last, Vibe SA, funny enough. Excuse me, Clyde. Vibe SA, all franked that form. One More Stars, 1-2. Now, he's got a neat draw. He's certainly off the right mark, a very, very competitive mark. So, Clyde, with no disrespect to Trent Mayhew, we're talking about an apprentice to Gavin Larena.
Applies to any apprentice.
Yes, to any apprentice. So, Gavin, from a neat draw, he should have him in a perfect position just as long as he breaks well.
Okay.
And I really love this horse on the inside track. So, from what I saw in his last start, he was unlucky. 1200 now, looking for further. And I said, next time out, if he cracks a draw on the inside track, I'll be with him. And that's the case. So why am I looking past him?
Well, you don't
there
need to
are
look past
others. Clearly, there are others with chances, Clyde. A horse that does have a chance, he's got the feeling. But he's held on that Wayne run. Why should he reverse the form? So I can't see him reversing. Then you got Faustinova, a 6-year-old gelding. He's in great form. Yes, he's got a chance, but how much improvement does he have to come? This horse has had 33 starts, whereas Drive Like a Master is only going to the track for the 9th time.
So he's bound to continue improving,
yes,
right?
bound
I think
to.
you're right. He lost his momentum. He was coming through the challenge. He lost
Yes.
his momentum 300-400 meters out
Yeah.
after that incident took place. So we think he'll overcome that.
Much.
And he should win this, right?
He should win this, Clyde. Number 11, My Lucky Charm. We went for him last time out, and the race just turned up pear-shaped for him. I've got a feeling Matt and Michael are going to say to Craig, drop him out, get him switched off, let him do his best work late. I can see him running into the money.
Okay, this is our plan and what we're going to do here. We're taking our jackpots, Banker the 4 now. Banker the 4 at the back and costs 24 Rand. Let's have a look at the next race on the card at Turffontein Inside Track. Race 6 should run at 3, and it's a handicap for the girls at the 79 level, and it's over 1,200 meters. Let's take a look at the market quickly. Let me bring you up to speed with what they're thinking. And the favourite in this event is number 3, Sakura Hanami, who's at 18-10. Didn't open that price. Opened bigger. Shortened, I see, 5-2, 2-1 now. 18-10. 1 Brighton Brazen is 28-10. No, it's not. Sorry, it's 7-2 is the 1 Brighton Brazen. 9-2 the 6 Misty Metal. And 5-1 about the 7 Winds of Grace. 6-1 the 4 Spirit Tricks. And then you can get double figures about the others. They have taken out 2 and 9. It's not running yet, but we do want to refresh your memory about the favourites' last start, Daryl. This particular one I thought was quite impressive. Hanging underneath and still learning.
If she wasn't impressive against this field, then there's a concern because the field was dead behind her. I mean, what's happening behind her over there, Clyde? Those fillies have had several runs since then. Yeah, we all expected her to win it like that because she was deep in the red. Clyde, the same day, there was a filly trail runner who won of the very same course in distance, and her time was very similar. In fact, 3/4 of a length separated them. Trail runners was quicker, but Sakura carried 2.5 kilograms more than trail runner. So her time wasn't bad. And we know that trail runners won twice since then. So she's having her handicap debut, 5th time at the track. The stable's absolutely firing now, whereas back then they were a bit quiet. 2 months ago, they were quiet. What can I say? She must have a strong winning chance. Can't put you off there. I don't think there's been support for her though, Clyde, because
No, there have been some adjustments.
Rolla Rasen came out.
Tell me, what do you like? Or do you like her, or is there something else?
Clyde, there are a few form updates. Now, Brighton Brazen actually ran a lovely race last week. She ran 3rd behind Trail Runner, beaten a length and a half. Funny enough, on that occasion, the filly that's further down on the page, waiting on Charlie, scooted to the front, went 10 lengths clear. She had no cover. She was on the outside of the favourites, remember, playing with the wind.
Yeah.
And she fought right down to the wire with playing the wind. And they obviously were run out of it by Trail Runner. But she wasn't disgraced on that occasion, and she's clearly come back to good form. Then you got Spiritrix. Now, I got a feeling Mr. Jan van Vuren's horses are going to start firing now, Clyde. I'm going to follow this yacht. She... I think she can be a little bit temperamental, but I think the time off the track is going to be crucial. I think they've sorted her issues out, and I'm keen to see her come back to the track. Misty Metal, I've never fancied this filly for some reason, but she's going to be put in a great position from a neat draw. She's 2 from 2 over the course in distance. And she's much better over 1,200 than 1,000. And her 2 below par runs recently, or 3 below par runs recently, have been over 1,000. How can you ignore her chances? And then Winds of Grace, that's the form updates I was actually looking for, Clyde. She ran 2nd to Oklahoma Smoke Show. Well beaten, but it was a nice post-maiden run. I think this is open, Clyde. I think all of those that I've touched on has got a chance. And even like a filly like Waiting for Charlie, if she's ridden more patiently and the tongue tie goes on, she could spring a bit of a surprise, surely.
Yep. Serena Moodley should be here to ride Waiting on Charlie. Gerald's gone jackpot runners 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the first leg. Okay, let's get on to our next race on the card now. Take a look at race number 7. It's a handicap, and it's over 2,000 metres. Number 2 to Dock has been taken out, not running. The betting has got Ancient Wisdom this morning at 2-1 on Wednesday morning, top of the boards. Second choice to 5, Kissing Machine at 3-1. 6 Azaleas for All is 3-1. Number 3, Cocomelon is trading at 11-2. And number 1, Future Date, is at 7-1. Might as well quote them all. 7 Boom Boom 8, and 8 Demover is 14-1. Ancient Wisdom, we got that last start. We're going to pull that up for you now. It comes up the white sleeves in the circle.
Yes, also in this race, right on the inside is Azaleas 4, in the white and the pink, and in the orange up the middle is Cocomelon. They all line up, along with Boom Boom right down the inside in the pink. So, Future Date's even there, going out the back door. Clyde, I don't know who it was on course, but I'm sure Chase was interviewed post-race, and he said he would have liked to get the filly handier, and unfortunately she found herself further back than ideal, but she stayed on beautifully, Clyde. I actually fancied her on that occasion, if you recall, at a big price. I thought that was a lovely effort. Obviously, Tony and Chase have sat down. Chase gave some feedback, and maybe the filly was doing a bit too much with the blinkers because they are being removed. So I can see this filly bouncing back to confirming the good form. Let me put it that way, because she's in cracking form after that rest, isn't she? She's due another win. Inside track won't pose any issues because she's bolted up here in the past. So let's hope she gets on the front foot early in contention and I can see her winning. But healthy respect for Coco Melon, Clyde. Anything that Mr. Terry saddles at the moment, we need to take seriously, number one. And number two, this filly's rating is of a very competitive mark. I mean, she really picked up a hefty penalty for her third in the Oaks. And since then, she hasn't quite reproduced similar form. But she's now showing signs of life. And that's because her ratings dropped sufficiently. Yeah. So, respect for her. Do I see the race being run to suit? I'm not too sure, because where's the pace in this race, Clyde? The mover, I don't know, after a lengthy rest and over a distance too short to of her best, or does Muzi once again try to dictate like he did when winning his penultimate start? That's my concern, because I've left Muzi out, and if he is able to get to the front and crawl, she could fend them off. But really, I wasn't happy with the last effort. I mean, she didn't beat a horse home. Respect for Kissing Machine, respect for Azaleas for all, but I'm going Coco Melon ahead of Ancient Wisdom.
Okay, that's our plan. 3 and 4 in this particular leg of the double. Next race, we are bankering number 4. We're hoping that Open Sesame will win. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at race number 8 on the card now. And this is a divided handicap. It's over 2,000 meters. Latest on the Wednesday morning from Betway is that number 10 Falcon Fly is 4-1 favorite. Weak favorite because they bet 4-1 the field. 4 Open Sesame is at 9-2. 1 Back from War is at 5-1. It's 11-2 the 2 Little Miss Splendid, and 13-2 number 7 Top Shelf Teddy. Daryl's into Open Sesame here, and we're going to talk about that now. In terms of Kellen Murray and the De Kock team teaming up. Tell us why you've banked this.
Because if I didn't,
we're in trouble.
Yes.
Okay.
And the perm didn't allow for me to go for many more. In saying that, she is my clear first choice, Clyde. Now, Back from War's got a chance. Little Miss Splendid's got a chance. And with an E. Top Shelf Teddy. Apostrophe. Falcon Fly. Where do we stop then, Clyde? Where do we stop? Because I don't really have a second choice. I want to say that I think and with the E will reverse with Falcon Fly despite the turnaround at the weights. Because I'm going to put it simply, Clyde. I'm wary now of Lucky's horses at Turffontein. Yes, he wins many races at Turffontein, but some horses have a distinct liking for the Val. And let's see if that's the case with Falcon Fly. My fancy, Open Sesame, Clyde. Have a look at her breeding. She's Barfatura, number 1. Number 2, the Dam Magic School ran 3rd to Summer Pudding in the Classic over 1800. Turffontein 1800 Classic. This filly, I think she's been crying out for the extra. And now Matt and Mark have said, you know what, she's strong enough to go the extra. And yes, she has to prove that she stays. And she has to prove that she's more effective over this distance. But now's our opportunity to take a gamble and say, if she is, she'll go very close to winning because she'll be underrated over this sort of distance. So I think with all those factors taken into account, I'm going to choose her as the likely winner. I just hope that she does see it out. And
she should see it out.
Yes, I think she's crying out for this, Clyde. So it's a case of going her, banker, or several others. So
all right.
What's my second choice? I'm going to sit here and say, and with an E if you do want any backup. And then Back from War. So in this order, 4-3-1.
4-3-1, but Open Sesame's our play of the day.